to bring people together. The country doesn't have spirit. It's like a broken country, whether it's racial or lots of other things, economic. There's so many walls that are put up on this country. We're really a divided country.
Welcome to the Hardline. I'm Rick Blackwell. Donald Trump may be speaking about a divide in America, but there's a gap growing in the GOP, largely thanks to the businessman turned presidential candidate. His comments on other Republican hopefuls, immigration, and what America needs in its next president may be splitting his party, but his popularity continues to grow. Also popular, our first two guests. I don't need a poll to know that. Joining us for our political discussion, he is a reputation strategist, also CEO of Reputation Management Consultants, Eric Schiffer. And we also have the host of the Larry Elder radio show and Newsmax contributor, Larry Elder. Larry, I thought after Trump's not a war hero comments, he would take a hit. Instead, he is surging. Are you surprised?
Not really. A lot of people don't much care for John McCain, who are Republicans. Of course, McCain was a war hero. He also gave us McCain-Feingold. He also was one of the movers and shakers behind comprehensive immigration reform. So, if anything, a lot of people felt that Donald Trump said out loud what a lot of people say behind closed doors about John McCain.
Let's play some sound with Trump over the weekend in Iowa. He said that his campaign is unique because if elected president, he won't be subject to the requests of special interests.
Everybody that's running virtually, I won't say, pretty much everybody, but they are controlled by people that gave them money. I don't need any money. I'm using my own money. And I will do what's right for the United States. I'm not doing what's right for a man that gave me $1 million to run for office, and I owe him.
Well, what he is saying is resonating with Republicans. Nationally, the Donald is at 18%. Jeb Bush is 3 points behind in second place. Scott Walker trails by 8 percentage points in third. None of the other 14 candidates earned double-digit support. Eric, what is Trump doing right in his campaign so far?
Well, he has tapped into this real, I think, anger about individual politicians and how lobbyists are really controlling this country, and it's real. The fact is that we have such a hard time now being able to really get the voice of the people through, and I think people have had enough. They see the country being hijacked, and there's someone that they view who is equally angry and can do something about it, is actually competent, that can actually produce a result, who's been successful, and who is able to speak to them in a way that really translates. When I talked to Donald Trump right before he ran, we had a discussion about the fact that if he were to run, one of the key differences about him is his ability to communicate. I recognize that a lot of journalists will say, well, you know, he's not grammatically perfect, he's not the best or most articulate, but in reality, he speaks in sound bites, he speaks to the common person, and in a way that translates with pictures and obviously goes viral.
And Larry, the CNN poll now says most Republicans want him to stay in the race. He's winning in New Hampshire, surging behind Scott Walker in Iowa. Can he maintain this momentum?
You know, he's gone from unthinkable now to thinkable. And remember, he doesn't have to get a majority. This is just a primary season. All he has to do is get a plurality. If he keeps doing that, it is not inconceivable, especially as Eric pointed out, he's not going to be beholden to anybody else's money. He can finance, self-finance. It is not inconceivable that he can go all the way and possibly challenge for the nomination.
Some great exchanges with Trump and the media over the weekend. Now, if you want to see a list of the top 10 biggest media lies about Donald Trump, we've got it for you on Newsmax.com. Eric, you're a strategist. Anytime a candidate seems to take on the media, it seems to be a big winner, especially for Trump, though.
Well, I think, look, the media is extremely unpopular, especially amongst the Republican base. It's commensurate with politicians. And look, I agree with Larry. I think that he has the ability to really go all the way. One of his enemies will be the media, will continue to be, and he's doing it in a way that's very sophisticated, in that he's engaging one-on-one with each reporter. He's praising them when they write good stuff. When they're not writing good stuff, he attacks them. And I don't know many journalists, frankly, that are willing to withstand the public shame, the embarrassment that comes with a Trump attack. They may say they do, but in reality, when you really look at their writings and their comments, they do shift. It's working for him.
And one thing, too, Larry, it seems like he is a good get. And when people are able to interview him, he really is a pretty decent interview. He speaks from the heart, and he really tells people what he thinks.
He's a lot of fun to watch, I got to tell you. And no, he's not the most grammatical guy in the world, but neither was George W. Bush. And I think the truth will tell during this first debate. If he's gotten down on the policies, if he can speak about what he would do about immigration, what he would do to turn around the economy, and have thought these kinds of things through, I think that'll tell the tale.
You know, at the same time, Eric, it does seem like he is taking on individual Republican candidates. Scott Walker in Iowa, he had sort of that tiff with one of his fundraisers. Do you think that this is just kind of the fight of the day, almost like we're trying to see what's going to happen next with Trump taking on Jeb Bush or Marco Rubio, in this case, Scott Walker?
Well, his life strategy, one of his models of the world, is to attack. And the reality is that if you're not attacking, you're being attacked. So he's constantly thinking that way. And clearly in politics, it makes sense to continue to attack. You shape the candidate. He's very good at these little put downs. He's very good at reframing a candidate. And he speaks almost as if it's factual. And in many cases, obviously, it is. I think that he's very effective. He is one of the best influencers in today's society. And I've said this before, I think that you'll see classes and professors speak about what he's done for years. It's a very unique, very clever media approach with today's media that likely wouldn't have worked 20, 30 years ago.
Another media approach is really concentrating on one issue. Trump said that the immigration should definitely be sped up, but he also seemed to have an interesting idea of how to decide who gets let into the country.
We should take people in that are great people. Sort of a merit system. You know, when I went to school, I had like a merit. We did good, and, we felt good. We got an A, we got a B, we got a C, whatever we got. But we don't have anything. We just have people flowing in and staying.
And Larry, this seems to be a winning issue for Donald Trump to concentrate on immigration.
Absolutely. Our borders remain porous. People feel we're being lied to. Congress authorized all this fencing, which has not been done. And the feeling on the part of Republicans, anyway, is this is done on purpose, designed to change the electorate, to make the country more left-wing, make it more likely that Democrats are going to get elected. And a lot of Republicans are really, really upset about this, and Donald Trump is speaking to them.
Eric, what advice would you have for the Trump campaign? It just seems like, day to day, they are attacking different candidates and attacking the left, attacking the media. But what would be your strategy to make sure that they can be in this for the long haul?
Well, I think slow it down a little bit. So they don't have to make news every day. I think what they should consider is that they don't want to, in Donald's words, burn out. So he doesn't want people to get sick of him. So to the extent he can slow it down a litso bit, I think it would be a wise strategy. I kind of are beginning to see indications of that. We'll see. The reality is he's so capable to understand how to tap into the entertainment / politics / substance equation, the algorithm, and it's working. The question is, can he keep it working? I believe he can.
All right, Eric Schiffer and Larry Elder, very entertaining as well. We appreciate the commentary from you gentlemen tonight. And if you want more Trump, you can check out his bestseller, Time to Get Tough. And we at Newsmax have a free offer for this book. Just go to newsmax.com/Trump book for your free copy. You can get a lot more from the Donald. And who is your choice for the GOP's 2016 nominee? Go to newsmaxpolls.com and let your voice be heard. 16 candidates. Let's see if some of those numbers reflect the national numbers on our Newsmax TV poll. And when we return, Mike Huckabee compares the Iran deal to the Holocaust. Were the comments online, on target? What do you think? Contrasting viewpoints straight ahead on Hardline.